So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the Conservative MP who was accused of rape. Now, I don't have a name, and it's not to speculate on a name because the search parameters are too broad. It's a former minister who's in their 50s, apparently, and so that's just, it's pointless trying to speculate on it. Especially when I think it's just an allegation, and I don't think they've been charged yet. But there are other issues combining with this, I suppose. So a Tory MP has been a Tory MP has been arrested on suspicion of rape, will not be suspended from the party while investigations are ongoing. The party whip's office said, now this is done obviously to protect the person's identity, because if someone gets suspended, everyone's going to think it's the person, that was suspended. So we know that. So the Sunday Times reported the allegations against the former minister have been made by an ex-parliamentary employee. The MP in his 50s was arrested on Saturday and has since been bailed. So the only person who's going to know are the party whip, I think, Jacob Rees-Mogg knows for some reason, I think, and Bojo. A few others would know, and obviously the guy's family, if he has a family. Spokesperson for the Conservative whip has said the whip has not been suspended. The decision will be reviewed once the police investigation has been concluded. So obviously what that means is they're going to wait to see what happens, which I guess makes sense. This means that he can continue to sit in the Commons as a Conservative. Labour said this decision was shocking and a terrible message from Westminster, and I think if the Conservative Party was smart, they would get this person to work from home purely because they don't know if he will strike again. Which would be a stupid thing to do, especially when you're under investigation, but some of these MPs think they have a divine right to rule, and they're incredibly stupid. And so the Sunday Times first reported the story, said the government said the complaint alleges that the MP assaulted her, forced her to have sex, and left her so traumatised that she had to go to hospital. So hopefully there'll be a record of that hospital, of her going to the hospital, which would be further evidence in this. The Met has said that they've launched an investigation. On Friday, 31st of July, the Met Police service allegations relating to 4 separate incidents involving allegations of sexual offences and the assault. The force has said. So this was in the end of July. So they've acted fairly quickly. July feels like a world away. But the offences are alleged to have occurred at addresses in Westminster, Lambeth, and Hackney between July 2019 and January 2020. A man in his 50s was arrested. On suspicion of rape, has been released on bail to on a date in mid-August. To return on a date in mid-August. So, for Labour, Shadow Minister for Domestic Violence and Safeguarding Jess Phillips told Radio Times the MP accused of rape should have the party whip withdrawn while investigations continue. So obviously the Conservative Party can do that by saying you have the whip removed, but they won't make it public. She said that this was not sending this was sending a terrible message from Westminster. Miss Phillips also said that I find it shocking that the Conservative Party has decided not to withdraw the whip in this case. I mean, it's fairly obvious why they haven't. If you look at it from a political perspective, if you look at it from a moral perspective, they should be doing serious internal investigations and talking to people. But at the same time, they're in a position where this person should be outed. And you could say it's unfair because what if the allegations are false? But regardless, the common procedure of when someone commits an action like this, they're outed in case there are other victims. And so here it is. It is also understood that the leader of the House of Commons, Jacob Rees-Mogg, was told by an MP in recent weeks about the claim, with sources saying he has said the woman should contact the police, which is the right thing to do, but he won't actually out this person. And so there's a reason why the press haven't actually said who this person is. And that's because Parliament votes to keep MPs' arrests secret from the public, and just one member voted against it. So what's happened is Chris Grayling, who some people speculate it's him. I don't know. Again, there's not going to be any speculation really in this video, purely because I don't care enough of how many MPs or a former minister in their 50s. Someone put our list on Twitter, and I'm just like, just don't do this. So Chris Grayling voted for this law, and a lot of MPs obviously didn't vote against it. They don't have the exact number. Chris Grayling arguing that it's against human rights and privacy is a joke. But we can see that parliamentarians have more privilege than us. And we can see in a separate example. This is the allegations taken very seriously, that parliamentarians have the privilege of, in the United Kingdom, parliamentary privilege in the United Kingdom allows House of Lords and House of in the UK, parliamentary privilege allows the members of the House of Lords and Commons to speak freely during ordinary parliamentary proceedings without fear of legal action on the grounds of slander, contempt, of court or breaching the Official Secrets Act. So what this does is this is further evidence that parliamentarians have way more protections than the ordinary person, and this used for evil in this case, where David Cameron said this person here was an ISIS cleric and an ISIS supporter. Cameron used parliamentary privilege to give these allegations, and this guy basically said, if you're a big man and you believe it, yeah, he said, if you're a big man, come say it outside where you don't have parliamentary privilege and watch you get sued. So obviously Cameron had to bring it back and apologise. There was one good example of parliamentary privilege used where they outed someone who had an NDA. So this was, I think it was, I don't want to name it just in case, I can't remember who it was, but he's a rich guy, billionaire, owned a lot of businesses and stuff, as billionaires do, and so that was one example of parliamentary privilege being used well, but in this case, it's designed to protect MPs who have been arrested, and obviously we don't know if this MP, say for example, these allegations, the police don't have enough evidence to charge. Okay, what if this MP has done it to more women, and they won't know that there won't be more people that come forward because they don't know who the MP is, and they could think it's a different MP. The only side benefit of this is maybe people think, oh, I've been touched by this person or groped by this person or had harassment from this person, and it might not be the same MP. But what we can see from this is it's a joke that MPs have more protections than the ordinary person, and I find it incredibly stupid and incredibly dangerous. So I don't know if this person will be charged, and we'll actually find out who it is. All I hope is that the woman is heard properly. The person who's alleging what's happened is listened to properly. They go back and look at, say, things like the hospital record and whatever, and justice is served. And I don't know who this person is, but they've obviously been protected. The MP has been protected well by the Conservative Party. And, I think the Chief Whip has sat on these allegations for months. For, I think, around 4 months, the Chief Whip knew and didn't do anything because they probably thought she wouldn't go to the police, and, she did. So credit to this person. Hopefully, justice is served. And, I'll leave it there. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.